Should be good because they've been cooking.
Cage match, Cage match rated it.
Who been
They've been
cooking?
Raw.
Oh, yeah.
Raw been cooking.
Them overseas
SmackDown.
products, man.
SmackDown too, man. SmackDown been cooking, man. But with that being said, man, to all my people who still watch wrestling, welcome to episode 31 of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling. I'm Steve Dent. Chili is here. Shaq is here as always.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Back from Mexico, man.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
We have a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are on the road. Well, we've been on the road to WrestleMania.
Oh,
but
the exit almost coming up, dog.
but
The exit almost there.
But we on the road, and I think for the most part, I think we had to put in perspective. Like, there's been a lot of complaints.
Put in what?
Perspective.
Okay.
I think for the most part, a lot of people have been saying things in the nature of, hey, when is the storyline going to build up in regards to various storylines, or is it going slow, pause? All these things, not remembering like how long like this road to WrestleMania is. We got to think about when Elimination Chamber happened, the date that happened, and here we are now, finally in April. I want to say we 2 weeks away from Mania. So now we at the point where, you know, since the pressure cooker is on. First it was a slow cook, you know what I'm saying? Now the pressure cooker is on. So let's jump right into it, man. Cena and Cody had a promo last night. Matter of fact, the first three topics about promos, dog. Just like promo season is here. They are cooking, man. And Cena and Cody cut a promo last night. I think the majority of us, including myself, was waiting for Cena to actually have some words towards Cody, and it happened. Mm-hmm. So either one of y'all can go first, man. What was y'all thoughts and what was y'all takeaways from the promo that Cena and Cody cut last night?
Chili, do you want to go first, sir?
This is like what was old boy's name that went against Eminem in 8 Mile?
Well, which one? There's a Lotto.
Anthony Mackie's character. This is like Cody Rhodes is Eminem and John Cena is Anthony Mackie, and this is what happens if Anthony Mackie actually like won that battle. Like that's what that shit felt like legit. Like
you think Cody Mackie Rhodes won that battle?
No. If he Papa had Doc. Won. Papa Doc. If Papa Doc had won, this is what would have happened. Like this is what would have transpired. Like if that actually happened. Actually, we know what happens in the movie, but
yeah.
Nah, because Cody Rhodes legit called out, everybody gonna do? Make fun of my tattoo? Make fun of my history? He said, no. And then with Scorch the Earth, they said, I don't bury talent. I bury mediocrity. Has some vicious one-liners. I mean, you can laugh at John Cena, make fun of him, say his character is weird, but my God, that boy will cook your ass on that mic. Yeah. So quickly.
Quickly too, yeah. Quickly. Before even the promo, I just want to say thank you for letting Cody put hands on that man finally. Like, what were we waiting on? Like, nah, dog. As soon as you step through that curtain, dog, it should have been up. But besides that, like, that doesn't happen often because when John Cena goes, like he goes, man, a lot of people can't keep up. We've seen it. If we remember the line, it's called a promo thing. If you want to be the man, you're going to have to learn how to do it. Like, and that right there killed Roman Reigns for a second. Only person I've seen keep up with Cena like that was CM Punk. Because he even killed The Rock when he saw that The Rock had the promo written on his hand. And once Cena saw that, he started going, and The Rock was flustered a little bit. So kudos to Cody for not only keeping up. That probably was like a 10-9 round. He might have edged that round. So, and that doesn't happen often. With the one-liners, throwing the shots at Vince, you know, showing the shots and everything else. Beautiful.
Yes, make billionaires. You just take money from their kids.
Take money from their kids. That's fine. Yeah. He said maybe the one who made you is an old man who's not here anymore, and we don't talk about him. Fire.
We don't acknowledge Lord Voldemort, bro. We don't acknowledge Lord Voldemort.
Shaq, I low-key feel like you disrespect the Edge and Randy Orton just now by saying that CM Punk the only one you seen keep up with John Cena.
I've never seen Cena go scorched earth on Randy.
Or Edge.
Last night, he went scorched earth on Cody, and Cody kept it. He went scorched earth on CM Punk, and CM Punk kept up.
You never seen him go scorch earth on Edge when him and Edge had that mean rivalry multiple times?
I need to be refreshed. If I'm
Yeah,
wrong,
you
I'm
got to
wrong.
be refreshed.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah. But with all that being said, man, it felt like you know how like in a boxing fight, you got the crowd and the crowd they go for whoever winning. So you know what I'm saying, like whoever winning the fight at the time, they start cheering for whoever. You hear chants in regards to them, and then as soon as somebody sway the fight, then they start cheering for the other person. That's what happened last night. Like first Cody was getting cheered, Cena went scorched earth, and then if you notice when Cody started talking, they was booing Cody at first, and then Cody hit him with that line like, "Hey, I was chosen by them. Did they choose you, or did somebody that's not here anymore chose you?" And we don't talk about it. And then everybody was like, "Oh," and then everybody started cheering for Cody again. It was like a sway. So, like you said, and he even said it. He said, "People be terrified about you on this microphone, not me." You know what I mean? It was dope that it was dope that they had that back and forth. Cody was beyond ready for that moment, man. If anybody's gonna be ready for that, it's Cody. You know what I'm saying? He's been trained by one of the best talkers ever. You know what I'm saying? You know, if anybody's gonna be
his blood.
Yeah, it's in his blood. It's in his blood. It's in the blood because his brother can talk too, man. If anybody's gonna be ready for that, it was Cody, man.
But the difference is like it could be in your blood. Sometimes, you know, when the lights is bright, you can freeze in the moment. Like I don't think people give wrestlers enough credit for like their acting prowess and always being ready and on the job. It's sort of like when, you know, the actors were always doing shows and stuff like that. I forgot who it was. I think it was either like Kane or Batista, and they said somebody made a comment like, "Oh, you killed that. Like, I didn't think you would be ready." He was like, "Dude, I'm live every week.
Yeah.
I'm live every week. There's no do-overs. There's no cut. Right. There's no let's reshoot that." He was like, "I'm live every week. When I talk live."
Yeah.
So of course I'm ready. So we don't give wrestlers enough credit for the things they actually do, where in a situation like that, you have to be ready. And it's go time, you can prepare all you want. When they say when the fire is hot, you gonna cook or what you gonna do?
Yeah. So I mean that was a dope promo, man.
Yeah. I've actually watched it like 3 times already. Like it was that good. Yeah.
Only thing I ain't like, I think he hit that crossroads a little too easy for my liking, but that's just me. I would have liked to see like a little bit of more of a fight. You know what I'm saying? They hit that crossroad a little bit too easy for me. You know what I'm saying?
Him while he was down. That's what he should.
It won't even. Not one punch was. I mean, well, a punch was thrown. It just ain't land by Cena. Like, yeah, he hit that crossroads a little too easy for me. But that's the only thing. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, still an A promo for sure, without question, man. Yeah, shout out to them. Next promo. Man, now you said you watched that promo 3 times. This next promo, I done watched like 10. And that's the promo that Naomi cut Friday night. Man, so first of all, I'm going to tell you, so I ended up watching SmackDown late because I had stuff going on with Hendrix. So I don't think Hendrix.
You can't have my spot, nephew. You can't have my spot.
Nephew did try to. Your nephew did try to take your spot.
You can't have my spot, godson. This is my spot. Can't have it, kid. Can't have blood. Nope.
But so I don't think I put Hendrix to bed till like 10 o'clock Friday. So when I put him to bed, took us some other stuff, started watching SmackDown. But in the midst of that, you know what I'm saying? Like since I operate the Yes We Still Watch Wrestling account and my account, sometimes when I log into Instagram, I be thinking I'm on my account, but I'm really on Yes We Still Watch Wrestling. So the algorithm is different. So I had seen a picture of Naomi from the promo, and I immediately closed the app. Cause I was like, yo, that looks like just the image of her looked dope. So I was like, I don't even want to see it until I watch it. You know what I'm saying? When I watch SmackDown, and boy, like just watching that promo, man, it's a different side of Naomi we haven't seen. The passion was there. Even Shane. So Shane thinks all WWE wrestlers are bad actors. She think they all terrible actors. No, not Shane. I'm sorry. Sheena. Shane's best friend, my wife's best friend. Even Sheena saw it and was like, yo, she did that. Like, that's a crazy promo. I'm locked in on that rivalry, and I don't even watch wrestling like that. So before I continue to go any further, I got other thoughts, man. What y'all think about the promo, man?
Very good. Like I'm loving Naomi as a heel. Like I'm loving this character right now.
It's amazing what you have when you give people a chance, man. Give them
Yeah,
a
that's
quality
true.
character
That's actually a great thing. Give
and the
somebody a chance.
stage to do it. You know,
You can tell this is something she's been wanting to do for a while. And you could tell this is a side of her or part of her character that she's been wanting to tap into for a while. She's only been a heel once, and we barely even remember that. And the only reason why we probably remember it is because that was around the time that Sasha Banks debuted in WWE, when they got called up from NXT and they did the 3 groups to kind of like, I guess, help Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky out.
to see Naomi in this situation, man, it's vindication for her quitting and all that. You know what I mean? And her path back to where she is now. This is like complete and utter vindication.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing to see. So just shout out to Naomi for that.
Man, not only shout out to Naomi, I'm gonna shout out her and Jay for the simple fact that we've been saying for years that, you know, it was a shame that women haven't had a one-on-one match at Mania for that when it's not for a belt. So if it's not for a belt, you just throw them in a 6-man tag or a rumble or whatever. Not only is it about to happen for the first time, but 2 black women are about to do it. 2 black women are going to be the ones to do it, man. So shout out to both of them for making this storyline relevant enough, you know what I'm saying, that they were going to actually feature it at Mania. So props to them, man. And like you said, man, this is a culmination of everything. I think, like I said, she tapped into a different side that we've never seen before. The promo came off like extremely believable, like validation. Like when she hit the line of, Bianca, let me ask you a question. Who inspired you? I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Because she kind of reminded everybody, like, look, I've been here for years.
I'm no G here.
We give a lot of credit to Bianca for inspiring kids while forgetting Naomi has been doing it longer than her. You know what I'm saying? Naomi actually won a title at Mania. The Mania we was at, matter of fact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In Orlando.
In her hometown in Orlando.
In her hometown in Orlando, you know what I'm saying? Vince was putting her on too. So, man, so I love where they're going with this. I love the whole caution thing. She sold me, man. I'm locked in. And I'm not only just what happens at Mania, I'm locked in what happens next, because I honestly think this got a chance to be, if not the one of the hottest storylines after Mania. It depends on how they do this. If they do what you said last week, Willie, about Bianca and incorporating her, I think by the time we get to SummerSlam, this may be the hottest storyline in wrestling, bro. I really do. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to them. And you know who else I'm gonna give credit for this? I'm gonna give credit to y'all. Y'all can tell me if this makes sense or not. But I'm gonna give credit to y'all, girl, that y'all talk about all the time. I'm gonna give credit to Toni Storm. She's not in WWE, but what Toni Storm has done for women's wrestling over the past couple of years in general, it's highlighted the fact that if you give women a chance, they can tell an amazing story. You know what I'm saying? And I think by us paying attention to Toni Storm is creating more of a light on, let's see the women in WWE do this, because I don't think they get enough chance outside of what they did with Riv and Leah. But if we all agree, like, that story kind of stalled down towards the end. So shout out to them.
I love the fact that you said that. Willie said something about this shows what happens if you just give somebody a chance. Like, just give somebody opportunity, not only with the women. I look at somebody like, of course, like Naomi, of course, Toni Storm, Athena, things like that, things like those characters. But also you got to look at people like Ricochet, like Swerve. If you give them a chance, let them build their character. Don't just give them their vision, and let them build their character, be who they want to be, not just, yes, Ricochet can flip. Ricochet can do all the acrobatic shit in the world, right? Without a doubt. But what's his character like? Nobody cared about his character. Nobody cared when he talked. But now, look, he switched his character up a little bit. Now he's a heel. Look, one of the hottest shits going right now. So just give somebody a chance, man. If it don't work, you could always pivot back in a month if it don't work. But just give people a chance, man. Just give people a chance and see what they can do.
And I think I speak for me and Willie in regards to this. In regards to what you just said about Ricochet, I only have one issue, and is he has a few months. Well, I ain't gonna give him a deadline, but at some point, I need him to give Jadakiss credit for that laugh. I need him to get, as a diehard Jada fan, I think I need him to give credit to Jada for that laugh at some point. Shout him out in the interview or something. When you sit down with CVV again. And shout out to CVV. He did I don't know if y'all saw, he did an amazing interview with AJ Styles, man. All his interviews be cooking, but the AJ Styles one was
The
dope.
interview was very good.
It was very dope. But next time you sit down with somebody, give Jadakiss a shout out for that. But and speaking of Athena, real quick, man, I hope she win one of those belts from Sasha Banks. I mean, from Mercedes Moné, man. I really do. I hope she gets one of those belts, man. Shout out to her. How many days she's been Ring of Honor champ?
Over 850 days.
That's dope, man. That's dope. That's dope. I woke up real quick, and we're gonna move on to the next topic. It's not, when I say this, I don't think it's official yet because I haven't seen it on enough outlets. But I woke up to news like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to, I drink a lot of water now, so I had to go to the bathroom. Dog, I saw my phone and I got an alert that said Vince McMahon has just bought TNT. And I seen it somewhere else too, but I ain't seen it on enough outlets yet, so I don't think it's real. However, if that were to happen, what y'all think of that?
That's cap.
Yeah,
it's super cap. Like I ain't gonna put the outlet on blast that I read it from. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm not.
It's April Fools, and you really think about it, it is April 1st. So let's add that into the
equation.
Yeah, I don't think that's
any news that happened today, I took with a grain of salt. I didn't even like any news.
But if Vince were to just outright buy another promotion, what would y'all think of that?
Grabbing at straws for real.
Is Vince McMahon we talking about?
Your money.
He has the money. Like that's not.
You know what I'm saying? It's your money. Do what you want with it, bro.
He
Ain't my
has
problem.
the money, but
people.
How good would the product be?
If people forget, he ain't give away those shares. He sold them. He sold them, so he got the money. So
how good would the product be?
Yeah, that was crazy. Let's see. Let's pivot real quick. We'll take a break on the promos real quick. So 2 things in regards to AEW. We're gonna talk about back to back real quick. So right now, it's looking like at AEW Dynasty, it's gonna be Mox versus Swerve at AEW Dynasty. If you missed the promo that Swerve and Mox cut, go back and watch that AEW, because actually it was dope to see Swerve actually took a line from Mox. Like when Mox and John Cena had that rivalry, well, Dean Ambrose at the time, he was like, hey, you just have fun playing John Cena. And Swerve kind of hit him with the same line, like, yeah, he said, you have fun playing, John Moxley, while I'm actually going to be champ or whatever. Do y'all really think that Swerve is going to win this match, though?
He should.
I'm about to say he should.
He should.
He should. Yeah, he should.
But is it going to happen?
If he loses, I will start to be concerned with
like who's
Tony
left
Khan just forcing John Moxley down. I'm going to be a little concerned with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pause. I see Shaq. Shaq was holding it right there.
Thank you.
I think the only thing I will say is John Moxley has the character that if fans starts booing him for that reason, that he can kind of just shrug it off as part of his character. So it will play into that.
Chris Jericho.
We just want this Death Rider story to get past it. It's not, just please, let's move past this.
Yeah. Had a spark when it started, but now it's just garbage.
Yeah. See, I'm glad you brought it up. I love Jericho. I currently have Jericho, even though I was talking to somebody the other night about wrestling, and I was like, I may have to put Randy at 5, but currently I have Jericho in my top 5 at 5. I love Chris Jericho, but I ain't gonna lie, watching him wrestling right now is like seeing Lil Wayne rap right now, bro. I can't listen to a Lil Wayne album in 2025. I love Wayne, bro, but I'm
with you.
Eminem, I would put Eminem in that category, one of the greatest of all time. But Eminem in 2025, every time his song come on Madden, bro, I get irritated. I get irritated, dog. So it's like that. I love all of them, but Chris, I just hope. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, hey, it's your life, man. Such as life. Do what you do what makes you happy, man. But yeah, well, I just leave it at that. But I do think Swerve should win. But will he? I'm having doubts. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm really having doubts.
I think he is gonna win.
Yeah, because if he doesn't win, who do we build up next? Like, they didn't let Cope win.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let Swerve win. Like, who's next?
That's the problem.
Yeah, like, who's next?
I don't know. And I don't think nobody knows but Tony Khan.
Get
Wait, they
get
ain't let
Swerve the belt. I
They
think
ain't
they
let
have
Darby
so
win
many
either.
options to go with that are probably going to be attractive right now. We need a different story for John Mox and the Death Riders. Give Swerve the options of Bobby Lashley, MJF, Hangman. Again, people would want to see that again.
I'll even
There
throw
are other
Ricochet.
Ricochet,
Yeah.
in there. There are plenty of competitors, that I think he can go against
Mm-hmm.
will be attractive. And the fact that they need another big star other than Mox, MJF, Omega, Swerve is the other one, and any easy way to establish him, give him back the belt. And then also just keep in mind, last time the two of them fought, I think was in the Continental Classic, the first one that they did. And Mox beat Swerve, so I think it may be some 50-50 booking going on with that, and Swerve gets his get back from.
Yeah, it'll be dope. And real quick, I almost forgot, man. Shout out to Ricochet, and I think his real name
Samantha
is Trevor.
Irvin.
Yeah, I think his real name Trevor, if I'm not mistaken. Is his real name Trevor?
Oh, that's Ricochet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ricochet. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, my bad. But my bad, Ricochet. I forgot your real name, man. But shout out to you and Samantha for getting married, man. That's dope, man. My boy had the fireworks in the background. I said, dang. But that was dope, man. Shout out to y'all for getting married, man. Also, man, let's talk about this real quick, man. Me and Willie was briefly talking about this before you logged on, Shaq. This kind of upsets me real quick because I feel like this is unnecessary. Right now, Booker T and Swerve Strickland are feuding right now. So just to give our viewers like a background, because normally I play a video, but it's too much back and forth right now, so I'm not gonna play no videos. But just to give you kind of like a paraphrase or whatnot, Swerve was on Vlad TV, and not sure how I can't remember exactly how the conversation came up. But they were talking about black people being treated fairly in WWE, or unfairly, I should say. And the comment came up about Booker T saying that he was treated fairly by WWE. At his time there, and Swerve said, well, when Vince said the N-word in front of you, I don't believe that was being treated fairly. I think I was being treated unfairly. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, there's an infamous promo of Vince McMahon saying the N-word right in front of Booker T to John Cena and then walking away. That might have even been Do-Rag Vince, if I remember correctly or whatnot. It was Do-Rag Vince that said it or whatever. And so Booker T, and he went on his podcast today. Well, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but the video dropped today. And when he went on his podcast, he talked about it, and he said that him and Swerve was in Richmond this past weekend, which Swerve actually was in Richmond this past weekend. Not sure what event they was at. And Booker T said he approached Swerve about it and said that he was disappointed in Swerve because he felt like Swerve, he said Vlad had been recruiting him to do an interview for years, and he turned it down because he felt like Vlad has a habit of putting black people against black people. And he says Swerve took the bait, and that's why he was disappointed in him. He took the bait, and now it's Booker T versus Swerve. Now it's black on black. You know what I'm saying? Like, you took the bait. I'm disappointed in you. And he commented about the actual comment and said that I paved the way for a lot of you to be where you are now, including you, Swerve. Like, and because of what I did at WWE, it allowed other black people to get in promotion, allow other black people to get championship opportunities or whatever. So with that being said, man, before I go, what's your thoughts about this whole thing, man?
I mean, I'm more so don't bring nothing to the public. If you felt the way what Swerve said, just talk to that man in private. You don't need to come here. We talked and yada yada. So, hey man, approach that man like a gentleman. Hey, I don't like what you said. Blah, blah, blah. I feel some type of way about it. We go outside. And like, man, nobody has to talk. Man, nobody has to say nothing. We don't have to do shit for views, man. That's one of the biggest downfalls of society today, man. Everybody want the views and the clicks, man. Just if you had an issue, you talk to that man.
I mean, to his credit, he did. He just, I guess,
I saw Booker T talk about it.
All right, so he did talk about it. I guess from his perspective, the way he started the podcast, he was saying that people was reaching out to him to get details about, because they heard that him and Swerve had an encounter, a verbal encounter at the event in Richmond. And a lot of people was hitting him up about it, wanting him to talk about it, so he felt the need to clear the air. So, I mean, I get what you're saying 100%. I'm just saying for our audience, he did actually approach him. The interview he did on his own podcast was just about that conversation. But I agree with you. in regards to like kind of just leaving it at that, you know what I'm saying, and not going on the podcast and actually like putting more fuel to the fire, because now he's being accused of being a liar. That's the backstory of it. Like a lot of people, I don't know if Swerve said that directly, but he's being accused of being a liar. So, Willie, what you think, bro?
No one wins in the Family Feud. I think this situation is like a little bit more nuanced based on that whole like DJ Vlad interview with Swerve. Booker has like whether Vlad is an instigator or not. That's for the culture to decide.
Right.
But I do think like Swerve was out of pocket for like the way he delivered it. He's fair to have an opinion on that. I think because Vlad was asking about his experience in WWE and being treated fairly and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, all Swerve can talk about is his experience. He can't posit another black man's experience to make it seem like it's something that it may not have been, because Booker has said in the past about he didn't have any big issues there. And then Swerve in this interview was talking about, well, was it fair or was shit all sweet when your boss threw the N-word around you? Again, like, it ain't got nothing to do with you, bro, at the end of the day. And I'm pretty sure he understands that. But again, I think, and Booker had every right to engage with him about it. But so at the end of the day, man, it's just, I think it's a little bit more, because I think didn't Booker not say some stuff about Swerve when he got his contract or something? I don't know. I don't want to just put anything out there, so let me just shut up on that. But man, at the end of the day, man, hey, it's just silly shit, man. It's stupid. Egos at play. I'm pretty sure Swerve has respect for Booker's history.
I don't think he said it to be like malicious or disrespectful. Just, you really let that white man just come and say the N-word, like jokey joke, and then walk off with it.
Yeah. As far, oh my bad, sir. Go ahead.
No, I was like, yeah, this Swerve got a right to feel that way. Just, I'm not sure how Book took that as disrespect. He ain't say nothing bad about Booker T.
Well, here's what I say real quick. So first and foremost, I agree with both of y'all. I don't agree with it being on social media, YouTube. I don't agree with it being on the air. And nobody wins with the Family Feuds. You're 100% right about that. About the actual situation, here's what I will say. It's the same thing. Me and my line, shout out to Boog, man. Me and my line brother Boogie was having a debate about the whole LeBron James, Stephen A thing. And what I was telling him was, whether you felt like, Stephen A was right or wrong in what he said is cool, but sometimes it's just about the delivery. A lot of times the interpretation is about like how you deliver the message. You can have all the good intent in the world, but if how you present it is trash, then it could be left to, like consequences on the other end. And that's what we have now. I think that's what I was about to say, Willie. I agree with you 100%. I don't think Swerve was trying to be malicious, but I think the way he presented it left for the, the response that Booker T made. Because if I'm Booker T, I don't want to speak for him or anything like that. If I'm Booker T, I'm kind of looking at it like, dog, like, what I did in WWE, helped everybody out. Think about what I went through. Think about, I'm on WrestleMania 19, and a lot of people felt like I should have beat Triple H, and I end up losing in one of the slowest pins ever. Like, I lose in a bad way. I'm in a company where Vince is trying to do everything but bury me. He says that on the interview with CVV. He was like, yo, they try to do everything to bury WCW talent. And then especially me, because, I was black or whatever. And he was like, yo, I went through hell just to pay the way for y'all, and this is how you view me. And then on the flip side, it's not like what Swerve said wasn't true. Because Vince being able to get away with that on national TV was absolutely wild. But is this one of those situations where Booker T kind of felt like he spit in his face, man? So I'm glad they had a conversation about it. I'm disappointed that it wasn't resolved, because that's the thing I was going to get to, Shaq. Like, for him to go on his podcast and talk about it leads me to believe that it's not resolved, especially the way that Booker was talking. Booker was talking spicy on his podcast. Like, he was talking spicy. Like, he was still upset about it. That leads me to believe that it's not resolved, man. And so I just pray that those brothers come together, man, have a conversation. It's okay to have differences, man, but let's come together and have a conversation, man. Let's not do what LeBron James and Stephen A doing right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's come together, let's have a conversation and squash that, man.
But what you explained, what Booker T said, is the perfect example of a logical fallacy. Like, that's a red herring. What does your sacrifices, you paving the way, X, Y, do have to do with the issue at hand? That's not what we're talking about. Like, we are talking about you saying that I was treated fairly, but you let Vince McMahon say the N-word, right in front of your face. That's the issue we're talking about. Nobody's debating you being a pioneer. Nobody's debating and burying you. Nobody's debating any of that. We are talking about this specific instance right here. It has nothing to do with the past. What about this?
That's a fair point. But to Willie's point, did it have to be presented that way? And most importantly, did you have to, because it low key, if the way he presented it, it was almost like taking a shot. Did you have to take a shot at him on another man's podcast? You know what I'm saying? The interview, you know what I mean? Like, the way it was presented, it was almost like a shot at Booker T. It wasn't like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Much love and respect to Booker T. No offense, but, you know, this is how I view the situation. It was like, nah, like, kind of called him out low key for being a sucker. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Booker T watching this, like, dog, you never brought this to my attention in regards to how you feel. We've been face to face. What's the need of you going on Vlad and saying that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get what you're saying. That's a fair point. Just to be advocate, though, like, did he have to really go on the air and say that? You know what I mean? And present it in that way. Nah, I get it, man. You Booker T come from the generation of, like, you know how that go. You know what I mean?
He OG, man. He
OG.
No, without a doubt.
Yeah, all of his, like, nah, like, they not, like, yes, like, exactly what you just said. Like, this is about the issue that's at hand. It has nothing to do with that. But our OGs, man, they can be defensive at times, man. I think that's what you saw from Booker. I'm being generous, Kyle. I'm being generous.
We both come from the same cloth at times.
Hey, I'm being generous because we got OGs that watch the show. You know what I'm saying? But
I've earned enough stripe to say what I want.
I'm being generous, man. But yeah, man, I pray that those brothers come together and squash that, man, because they two good dudes, man.
Yeah, I agree, right? They should come together, but also, a lot of people aren't going to like this. Sometimes it's okay to scrap. Sometimes it's okay to scrap. Like, if you feel this strongly about what I said, and we can't talk this out, it's okay for 30 seconds sometimes. Mutual combat is all right sometimes.
All right, hey, real quick, I just want to provide some background to this conversation we're having so it's fully understood for the spectators. So when Swerve got his big contract last year, there was a report that came out from WWE that was basically explaining that his offer he got was so far over what WWE perceived as market value for that kind of wrestler. Swerve then went on The Breakfast Club to state, and I quote, "They only complain when a black person gets paid. I will say that. We shake the foundation of things like that. Oh snap, wait, that's not what we would pay. Then why are you calling me? Why are you asking me? If I'm not your concern, then don't worry about it." Then that's where Booker goes into, go ahead.
Hey, Willie, real quick. If I'm not mistaken, the contract that WWE initially offered him before he was let go, what their market value was, that was $300,000, right?
I have no idea what it was. I'm assuming so. You would probably
he said on Vlad the initial contract he signed was $300,000. My bad. Go ahead though.
And so then you get into this whole thing with him and Booker, because Booker responds to those comments and comments about wrestlers like Bianca Belair and Oba Femi and how they're doing pretty well and they're being treated fairly by WWE. You see how they're being booked XYZ in the third. Then that leads into Vlad's comments and questions to Swerve and him responding and the commentary about, well, was Booker T being treated fair when the boss was calling him the N-word? And then you get all this. So just adding that background for context based on
it's been building up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's been building up for a minute. Hopefully they squash that, man. That's tough, man.
Yeah, it's not. It ain't no hills worth standing on here, man.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
All right, let's get back to these promos, man. So me and Willie was talking last week, right, Shaq? And
great show last week, fellas. Great show. Good job holding it down.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate.
Watch it while I was stuck at the airport. Good job, fellas.
So one of the things we talked about was the fact that last week, we felt like the promo the week before between Jimmy, Jay, and Gunther was actually gonna be the start of saving. Not necessarily saving. I wanna take saving out because once again, like I said in the beginning of the show, this was a long road to Mania between Chamber and between like the actual Mania date. This is a long road. There's only so much they can be doing in the beginning. They gotta slow cook this. Shaq, you appreciate this. You gotta treat this like oxtails, man. Can't be cooked in 30 minutes, man. How long it take you to cook oxtails, Shaq?
You don't appreciate oxtails with all the ungodly things you be sending me. You don't appreciate oxtails.
I love oxtails,
That is not of
man.
God, what you be sending me.
But how long it take you to cook oxtails, man?
Good 2-3 hours. If you do it,
Yeah,
correctly,
it gotta
good 2-3 hours.
it gotta marinate. It gotta slow cook, man.
Well, the whole process take about 24 of you, the marination and all that, but just the cooking about 2-3 hours. Yeah.
It got a slow cook. But we mentioned that Jimmy was gonna start to turn this up. And boy, was we right. Because the promo and Willie said something else. Willie, I don't know if you remember this, but
Yeah.
Willie said on the pod, he said, yo, Monday night, we are gonna see what happens when you slap the fire out of Gunther.
Go ahead and clip that from the last episode right here.
Yeah, clip that and then
Like
clip that.
Willie said,
Clip
like
it,
last
we clip, yeah,
episode.
we clip that and then drop it. And
He
drop them
said
elbows right into the elbow.
we said we gonna see what happens when you slap the fire out of Gunther. And boy, did we.
Killed
Man,
that boy. First 48.
hey, yo, before y'all
Homicide.
comment, I gotta, but I don't curse, but I have to quote this man. Yo,
We gonna clip.
no, he said it. Yo, when he's choking Jimmy out, and he looks at Jay and he says, "Cowboy, do something about it, you pussy." I was like, yo. I was like, yo. I don't know if y'all peeped that. Go back and watch, yo. When Jimmy's bleeding, yo, and he's bleeding out, and Gunther got him in the sleeper hole for the last time. And he said, "Come on, do something about it, you pussy." I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." But yeah, that whole segment turned up the entire heat for this whole thing. Yeah, what's y'all thoughts on it, man? What happened last night between Jimmy, Jay, and Gunther, man?
But like you said, Doug, you want to slap me? Cool, I got you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make you bleed your own blood. Man, he beat the dog shit out of Jimmy.
Ain't much to it. He killed him. Where's Sammy at though, man? So I wonder where the hell Sami Zayn at? That boy ain't gonna be at Mania. That's crazy in itself.
Sammy got killed. Kano killed Sammy.
Yeah, hey, Sammy ain't gonna make it to Mania. We ain't gonna see Jimmy again to Mania.
Jimmy's definitely gonna play a hand.
All that talk about him being in the U.S. title picture, dead. Yeah. That's done with. That's over. That's over. Yo, that whole segment was dope, man. It was almost like a throwback. You know what I mean? It almost like they gave him free reigns. That was dope, man. They let Gunther be like the vicious heel that we missed from like you take it back to the black and gold era, you know what I'm saying? When he was in the NXT UK, you know what I'm saying? Like that was him tasting the blood, all that, man. That was dope, man.
The only thing I want to see about that segment right there,
mm-hmm.
I want to see the hypocrisy. I want to see what the old heads have to say about the blood. Oh, because when AEW does it, it's an issue. It's a huge issue about it. Like they hate it. But now I want to see what happens when WWE goes violent and they get blood. I want to see what they have to say about it.
I think it's more so about it should have meaning.
Yeah.
And that's where AEW maybe gets caught up in.
I agree with that, Willie.
I could agree with that.
I agree with that.
Eric Bischoff thing is going to say that if you're going to get blood, it should draw money. If you draw blood, it should draw money. That's his thing.
They just drew money last night.
Cornette just hates it altogether. Cornette just hates AEW, so anything they do is a negative to him. But I just want to hear, I love hearing the duality between what people have to say about the two companies. If they do one thing, they'll hate it. And if WWE does the same thing, they'll love it.
They'll love it, yeah.
They'll love it. So it's kind of good.
It had meaning last night. Man.
So I say that because they hated the Tony Storm Mariah May match. I don't know how. Like, I don't know how they hated that match.
Who you talking about? You talking about
Bischoff and Cornette.
I'm surprised Cornette watched it.
he has a podcast where he has to talk about something.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's true.
And if he's watching wrestling and shit on it,
Real shit.
His following loves that these shits on AEW. So of course, that means they hate AEW too because he hates it.
Yeah. So he Cornette is like that towards the AEW, and Dave Metz is like that towards WWE. I got
Dave
you.
Metz does not have as much vitriol as Cornette does, though.
Nah, I can't tell. I can't tell. He ain't added 0.25. I saw him talk about. Yeah, matter of fact, I don't want to hear that because I saw an interview. I did not know, and I may be super late to this party if I am, fry me, but I did not know that he did not give Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 5 stars. I did not know. And then I saw his explanation. And his explanation was, oh, I knew what was going on. So anytime I know something that's going on in the match and it looks predictable, I give it automatically starts at 4.5 stars. Get out of here, dog. Get out of here, dog. Because Undertaker was talking about how pissed he was that he's never had a 5-star match. And I said, hold up. Yeah, so nah, I ain't trying to hear that. You can put him in the same bracket with Cornette and Bischoff, dog. That's hate. That's hate, bro. You don't have that match as a 5-star match. Insane, bro. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy, man, for playing his part. You know what I mean? And actually, like, once again, turning the heat up on this rivalry. I don't want to see no yeeting for the next week. We on a week yeet suspension.
No yeet moratorium.
Oh yeah, no, it gotta be BTB, belt to booty. Like I don't want to see no yeeting. You know what I'm saying? I want to see no yeeting from Jay, man. It gotta be all business at this point. So shout out to them, man. Before we get into the last two topics real quick, one more promo. I told y'all the first like 3-4 topics are gonna be about promos. We on a promo streak, man. But it's not necessarily about the promo itself, but the triple threat between Punk, Roman, and Seth. So it was a dope promo, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta go into like what we thought about it. We know it was dope. The moment in it though, in regards to matter of fact, yeah, the moment in it in regards to Punk. So what seemed like, in all honesty, it seemed like it was off script, a genuine embrace between Punk and Paul Heyman in regards to him officially, you know what I'm saying, being a main event wrestler. And achieving his dream. So shout out to Punk for that. I think Punk has worked hard to rebuild his reputation. We've been critical saying, hey, as much as we love Punk, you know what I'm saying, all these places and all these situations can't be 100% on them. Like, you had to play a part in stuff that's going on. So if we're going to be critical, we got to give him credit, man. It seems like he's done everything he can to rebuild his reputation with WWE. There's some people that still don't like him, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, but I seen stuff on the Rich Eisen show, and he hinted to the fact that he still don't like Punk. Roman still don't like Punk. Drew hinted to the fact on another interview that he don't still like Punk on a professional level. But I think he's done everything he can to rebuild his reputation, man. But my question to you guys is, and I know I've asked this before, but we just checking the temperature on this, because there's been a lot of conversation after Friday night. Was making this match the main event of night one, because we definitely know it's not night two. So making this main event night one, was that the right call?
It's not the right call, but it's the call that had to be made.
That's a perfect way of putting it, Willie. That's a perfect way of putting it, Willie.
Good job, Esquire. That's actually perfect, yeah.
It's not the right, it's the call that had to be made, man.
You're not going to like how I follow it up.
Top 3 headliners.
That's why. It's not the right call, but
I understand. The first of the night, nor the second to last. It just can't happen.
What did
Roman Reigns going from main eventing the last however many Manias to all of a sudden being the show opener? Come on.
I'm glad you said it.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here, man?
I was going to say it.
You know I am.
I was going to say it. I was going to say it.
All right. What are we doing here?
I mean, you can't do that to Roman. You can't have him main event all these years, and then he opens.
CM Punk finally being able to wrestle at Mania again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You mean to tell me he's not going to be in the main event somehow? After everything with him and the main event at Mania? Really? Come on, man.
What Triple H say as a heel?
I'm not done.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
had motherfucking Seth Rollins go out there in a motherfucking opener on a bum knee to fucking give up that damn belt.
Mhm.
You mean to tell me you ain't about to get that Negro a goddamn main event?
Wrestle twice in one weekend.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
on the bag.
Come on, man.
Three,
Back to backs.
and three appearances that whole weekend because he was in the main.
Bruh.
He was played a role in that main event too. Man,
Bruh, come on. That's what I'm saying, man. It's what has to be done. You know what I mean? The right
I
way, but
agree.
it's what has to be done.
what
I
Triple H,
just knew it wasn't going to be Jey Uso.
what Triple H say all the time, as a
Yeah.
heel, what's best for business, man.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. What's best for business. I agree with you 100%. Was it the right call? No, but it had to be made,
No
man.
worries. Jay will get his main events when he's champ.
I'm actually, to be honest, I know me and Shaq made that bet. I'm not more so mad that Jay and Gunther are not the main event because I've had time to think about this, and I think that match might be better suited to open. I don't know if it opens night 1 or night 2, but I think that match might be better suited to open. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're gonna do like a crazy like heel type swerve night 1 or night 2.
You're not going to have both title matches on the same night, so it's got to be night 1.
What you mean both title matches on the same night?
You're not going to have Gunther and Cody on the same night.
I mean, it gotta.
It'll be night 1.
It could. I mean, they did it last year.
Yeah.
They did it last year. Drew and Seth was on the same night as Roman and Cody.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could.
But that was due to circumstances though, because Seth was in the main event of night 2. Of night 1. Yeah.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I don't see I think it could open either night. I don't know which night, but I think it could open either night. Especially if like once again, if we doing like a crazy heel swerve and we're gonna send the fans home pissed off about John Cena winning the title, or we're gonna send the fans home pissed off because either CM Punk done turn heel with Paul or Seth done turn heel, whatever, then it's a good way to open, you know what I'm saying, and have Jay win or whatever. I think I'm cool with the match opening, man. For me, I felt like the triple threat between Io, Bianca, and Rhea. I felt like, especially how they've been cooking that storyline lately, because I'm invested. Like I rocks with it. I know it's mixed reviews. Some people don't rock with it. I seen T.O. do a video, and I sent it to y'all. T.O. Shout out to T.O. man. He makes great content, man. Shout out to that brother, man. But when T.O. cut his video, you know what I mean, he was pretty much saying what I said 2 weeks ago. Like, you mean to tell me that we got this fire storyline for in a triple threat match for an actual title, and that's not main eventing over a match that pretty much is just between 3 people that don't like each other?
No, it's not because they're not bigger names. Look.
Yeah, that's why
they're not bigger names. Like,
yeah, they're not.
Be sexist, be whatever you want. They are not bigger names at the end of the day. They're not drawing tickets the way them 3 guys are, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's the fact. That's why we said what we said in the beginning. This was best for business. Like, so that's the call that had to be made. 2 things can be true. It doesn't stop you from being disappointed and feel like the women earned that spot. You know what I'm saying? So 2 things could be true. I still feel like
all things being fair, I would see that.
Yeah, they did earn it, but once again, like, call had to be made, man. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Shout out to them, man. I do feel like Seth's about to crash out. I think so.
Yeah, he was kind of tweaking,
yeah.
At the contract sign.
Seth was, and then I don't know if y'all saw the video of what happened after SmackDown, but like Seth, like I don't know how this is gonna go. I do think Seth is gonna turn heel soon. How it's gonna happen?
I don't know. Did y'all notice the one little thing that happened in that promo?
What?
When Roman was telling Punk to acknowledge him, did anybody look at Paul Heyman?
Yeah, he said no. He said don't do it.
He was telling him don't do it. He was like, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
I went like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Now we have to track that. And then he said, that's not, by the way, that's not the favor.
I mean, you might be right about the favor. The favor might be him, Paul Heyman turning on Roman and siding with Punk. You know what I mean? It's tough. And that's why if it's gonna main event, I think it's gonna be some kind of swerve. I really do. If it's gonna main event, you know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be some type of swerve.
Close the show, yeah. They're gonna need something.
But here's what I will say though. Sometimes you can just give us a classic match. it don't necessarily have to be about a swerve, yo. Sometimes you can just do a classic match, and I'm gonna be honest with you, as a fan, I don't want to see a swerve. I don't care who wins between the three, because this is the first time we seen, like, Seth made a good point. Like, even though I know last week, Willie, you said that Roman's a tweener, but Seth made a good point. Like, all three of them get huge reactions from the fans. So, like, when Seth,
I mean, MJF gets huge reactions from the fan. He's a fucking heel.
No, I'm talking about, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like, from the aspect of, with the point that Seth made was when everybody's cheering and singing his song, and so he starts talking about CM Punk and Roman Reigns, then they start booing him. And then the same thing for Roman Reigns. Everybody started chanting OTC, OTC until he started running down CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and they started booing. And the same thing for CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? They changed his name, but then when he started talking about Seth and Roman, then they started booing. So, like it's one of those situations where we never seen this type of triple threat before between three people that's loved by the audience, man. So I just wanted a classic match. And I'm gonna be fine if there's no swerve at all. I don't care who wins. I'm not gonna be disappointed if any of them win. I can understand the argument. Willie, you made a good point about Seth being rewarded for being the MVP of WrestleMania last year. So I don't care who wins. I can see a scenario where all three of them wins. But I'm just making the point that it don't necessarily always got to be about a swerve. Sometimes all we need is a classic match. You know what I mean? So yeah, Shaq, did you have any final thoughts on that?
Nah, man, I want to know where it's going, because after seeing Heyman mouthing to Punk, don't do it, like, don't acknowledge him, and Punk was like, by the way, that's not the favor. Now I'm leaning towards where my original guess was. So
I honestly hope the favor doesn't happen at Mania. I think they can draw that out a little bit more.
He got his main event already, right? So
he got his main event. He got his main event.
That's what I'm having to call in the favor, so it might not.
Make the favor be bigger than that, because we already seen Paul Heyman and CM Punk team up. Like, make the favor be bigger than that. You know what I mean? That's what I hope for. We'll see what happens though. They cooking right now, so ain't too much to question. Like, we just gotta wait and see what goes down. Yeah, man. All right, Shaq, bro. It's on you, man. What you got for us?
So, for those of you new to the pod here, we do a segment at the end called This or That, where I come up with some wrestling scenarios, questions, things of that nature, just to pick the fellas' brains and see where they at. So tonight, we're going to keep it simple. I want you all to pick your top 3 gimmick matches of all time. Just tell me what your personal favorite top 3
casket match. Can I say casket match again?
So it's this. So pretty much you're saying you want us to honor the GOAT, and that's pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah.
We might as well call this segment "Tribute to the GOAT."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's pretty much
some of the greatest matches ever made were made because of this man right here. The GOAT, brother.
Casket match, Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell. Come on, man. What more do you want?
Buried alive. Buried alive.
Come on.
Body bag.
Come on, man.
Y'all are full of shit.
Body bag match. Hey, man, I'm just.
Hey, man.
Body bag match. Y'all shut the hell up.
Hey, man.
Y'all not gonna do that.
Are we not spitting facts?
For a body bag match? No.
It wasn't that body bag match between him and Warrior wasn't high profile.
It's trash.
Oh, now it's trash. Now it was trash. That was trash. Hey, I mean, all 3 top 3 gimmick matches of all time belong to Taker. All of them was.
No.
All of us do to her. Yes.
Yeah. First body bag match, Taker to Warrior. Hey, man, pay respect to the GOAT, bro. You said. Yeah.
Name
GOAT.
Name one body bag match greater than a ladder match. You can't find
I'm not talking about. You just said gimmick matches. What are the best kind of gimmick matches?
We told you. The gimmick matches. We told you. We said Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell.
Casket match. Casket match. Hell in a Cell. Buried alive.
That's
those
a 3.
All right.
That's a 3.
I'll take that. What we're not gonna do is say a body bag match. That's what we're not gonna do.
We didn't put body bag match top 3.
We just named.
No. We just started naming matches.
We just started naming matches.
Acknowledge the GOAT.
Go ahead and do the Punjabi prison match too. While throw them to
they ain't about to take it. They ain't about to take it.
Yes, it is when he was the American Badass.
No, I'm talking about Punjabi prison. That wasn't his match.
He was in it.
He was in. I don't think he was in the first one. I think that was Batista that was in the first one.
He was in it.
I don't remember Undertaker being in no Punjabi prison match. I don't remember that. I mean, I could be wrong. I just don't remember that. I remember Batista being in one with Great Khali. I remember Jinder Mahal being in one. I forgot who he faced. I don't remember Undertaker being in one. I could be wrong though. He probably was. But yeah, like we could just name this segment tribute to the GOAT, because the three, what's it? Hell in a Cell, casket match, Buried Alive. What would replace one of those three?
The ladder match. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's a gimmick match?
Yes. What are you talking about?
It's a gimmick match by definition.
Yes. About that.
All right, we can
Any
put that.
non-normal ass match is a gimmick
The
match.
Royal Rumble is a gimmick match. Yes. The Survivor Series is a gimmick match. Yes.
All right, well, we'll take Buried Alive out, put the ladder match in, and we'll leave it at that. So it's still a casket match, and Hell in a Cell is number one, without question. Hell in a Cell is number one.
I'll take War Games over the casket match. Like, come on, now let's stop. Let's stop. Like, let us stop. Let us stop.
No, casket.
I'll take War Games over the casket match. Let's stop.
If you have horror night, well, I meant to say nightmares. If you have nightmares for Shawn Michaels back hitting that casket, just say that, bro. Just say that.
I don't.
Just say that. If you're still mad about that, because that took 5 years away from his career, just say that, bro. It's cool, man.
His back injury didn't happen in the casket match.
It did. Yes, it did. I'm about to say it did. Yeah, I remember that like yesterday. Man. All right. In all seriousness, Hell in a Cell is one. Still, I put the ladder match 2. Actually, no. I'm gonna put Money in the Bank. I mean, even though it's a ladder match, we're gonna specify. I'm gonna specify Money in the Bank as 2.
It's a different kind of gimmick match.
It's a different gimmick. Yeah, I agree.
Ladder matches, there's levels. Just like Elimination Chamber is a gimmick match. It's kind of like a battle royale. Like a little bit more stricter battle royale rules.
Yeah, I put Money in the Bank 2, and then I'm gonna put Elimination Chamber 3. That's how I'll do that. Royal Rumble could easily be 3, but I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, even by definition, you're right. It's just, to me, like, I don't really consider that like a gimmick match because the stakes are so high. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's like a staple to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily consider that like a. I agree. By definition, you're right. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I just, when I think gimmicks, Royal Rumble doesn't automatically come to my mind. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, though. What you got? What's your 3, Shaq?
It would be the Hell in a Cell ladder match and War Games.
All right. And then I think for me too, these days, like, we got a great Royal Rumble this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every year is not great.
It's not.
Every year is not great. You know what I'm saying? Every year I get at least one good to great Elimination Chamber match. Every year, you know what I'm saying, a good Money in the Bank. And the matches I name is guaranteed to be a hit 8 out of 10. Royal Rumble has been some duds. You know what I mean? So, especially now that we got 2 in one night.
So I know Survivor Series. I mean, War Games is just a glorified Hell in a Cell Survivor Series match. You know?
Really, that's what it is. Really, that's what it is.
War Games was first, so you can't say that's a glorified. War Games was first.
War Games is just a glorified Hell in a Cell Survivor Series match.
It is.
That is what it is, bro. That is what it is, bro.
How was it a glorified when War Games was before that?
Again, you just pit 2 matches together.
War Games came before that. So how is that glorified?
Yes, it was first, yes, but...
Yes, War Games came way before Hell in a Cell.
It's a sensationalized Hell in a Cell 8-man tag match. I can go on and on. I don't have to say Survivor Series. It's a glorified Hell in a Cell 8-man tag match.
What he just said, all right, to you as a...
8-man tornado tag. I don't know what you want me to say.
Right. As wrestling nerds, to us, your point is 100% valid. But to Willie's point, there's a whole generation of wrestling fans that don't know War Games from WCW. They only know War Games from when it started at NXT, and then it came back. And then it came back to WWE recently. So to a whole generation of wrestling fans that's coming up behind us, pause, that's what their idea of what War Games is.
That doesn't make it right because they don't know. That doesn't make it right.
What you mean? I mean, but essentially,
it doesn't make it right because you don't know. That doesn't mean they're correct.
So if a kid watches this and hears what Willie just said, they're gonna be like, "Hey, yo, he's right." Like, cause to us, like,
but he's not.
he's not.
But he's not.
They
He's
not.
saying
Are
he's
they
not
not
right.
in a? Are they not in a? I don't. Is there cage closed on the top of War Games?
Nah, it's
Not
not.
anymore.
It isn't. Oh,
Not
okay.
anymore.
It's the
Okay.
crazy thing ever. It's not closed, but you can't escape by climbing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't, or it's an automatic DQ. So they might as well close it. But yeah,
Camera angles and spots from the top. They're not gonna close it.
all right. So we'll call it a glorified steel cage.
We're not gonna
Survivor
do
Series
that.
match.
We're not gonna do it.
Glorified
We're not-
8-man tornado
we're
tag
not
steel
gonna
cage
do it. Y'all
match.
boys-
But hold on. Was War Games before Survivor Series?
The first War Games, I believe, was like 83 or 84.
And when was the first Survivor Series? Was it 89, 90?
89, 90, 91.
Or somewhere around there. Okay, I mean, so War Games is first. It doesn't mean that Willie's statement ain't true.
What is wrong, though? No matter what he says.
When you combine the two, it is.
But it's not. That's like kids be like, "Yeah, did you know? Damn, I didn't know Will Smith rapped." Yeah. Yes, you're wrong. Yes, he was a rapper first. Yes. Yeah.
But
Yes.
but visually, can you not see what Willie is saying?
No, because
Just
it
let-
came first.
yo, like,
it came
just-
first. Like
just
I can
let the
understand
man
they
be
was
in
the same year. War Games was
Let
first.
the man argue semantics. I'm just saying it's just an overhyped.
You can't.
It's an
Number
overhyped
one,
match. It's an
number one,
overhyped
you can't
gimmick
argue
match,
semantics
bro.
with an English teacher. That's number one.
It's an
Can't do it.
overhyped gimmick
Can't do
match,
it.
bro. It's an overhyped
No, no.
gimmick
So,
match.
so Shaq,
At the end.
does that match being first have anything to do with what Willie just said?
But you can't say it's a glorified blank when the glorification was first. Like you can't do that. It makes it visually, it logically makes no sense for you to say it's just a glorified blank match. But it can't be that if that match came first and everything else came after it.
Yo, I got a fucking headache today. I took off today, man. You ain't helping me right now,
So-
man.
My last point about this, all right? So when you hear hardcore DC fans say the MCU and most of the characters in it is nothing but glorified DC original characters, right? Is that
They'll be correct.
so? That's what, but DC was first, right?
DC was first.
So, but and Marvel came after, right?
So, but if Marvel copied DC, then that would be correct.
So that's what Willie is saying. All right, so
It can't be. Listen, no, you said if DC characters were first and Marvel copied them, people can say that Marvel clearly copied DC, right?
DC was first.
Right. So that means they're copying the War Game format, not the other way around. Yeah.
That don't
exactly.
make
I know.
sense, Shaq. That don't
How?
make-
How? Right. If DC Universe came first, right? And then Marvel took from DC, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
So if War Games came first, they can't take from anybody because they did it first. Everybody takes from War Games. It's the same concept.
And everybody takes from DC, right?
They take from the War Games match. I
So-
don't understand. I'm not saying nothing crazy here.
So
I'm not saying-
what I'm saying is that if that Marvel took from DC,
Mhm.
and people are saying that Marvel is nothing but glorified DC characters because DC came first. Well,
Yes.
what Willie is saying, he didn't say that War Games wasn't first. What he's saying is that War Games is nothing but a glorified steel cage Survivor Series match, right? So WWE took from War Games, but afterwards it's glorified in that scenario. Both of those scenarios came first. One took from the other.
Now you're adding stuff. No. Now you're adding stuff.
We'll leave it for the viewers to decide, man. Y'all come in the comments. Y'all let us. Y'all.
And both matches were held in '87. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that
like-
that points out the window. Then that points out the window. That's out the window.
War Games and Survivor Series were both held in '87 for the first time.
Yeah, we could throw it out the window like when
What
we
came first?
You said what?
What came first?
I'd have to find the exact date.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That means I know that War Games.
Nah,
came
we
first.
could.
Because if the fact that Survivor Series was first, Willie, you can't.
No, I didn't go all the way. Like I didn't go in-depth dive into the info
See?
yet.
I bet.
I was like, we could throw that out the window, like when we first heard Street Dreams for the first time. You know what I mean? Shout out to Fab, though. You one of my favorite rappers of all time.
There goes that Fab interview.
You are one of my favorite rappers of all time. Man. So it's almost like Jigga talk about Volume 1. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man.
Well, wait, time out. We know Survivor Series is in November because it was always came on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So yeah, so
and then the
first
War Game
one, I'm looking it up now.
Was July 4th, 87. So War Games came first, as I originally said.
As
I originally said.
It doesn't.
As I originally said.
Because
I looked up when War Games was. I mean, Survivor Series was in November on Thanksgiving.
Because the match came first, it doesn't mean that what Willie said is not true.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Yes We Still Watch Wrestling. You can catch us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe always. And thank y'all for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Are some fucking losers.
I know, right? Nah, he can't admit he wrong. He can't admit.
I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
It came. I literally said it came first, and it did.
That's not law. That's something that you just came up with. That's not law.
That it came first. It did come first.
No, that you saying it can't be glorified if something else came first. That's not law. That's not law.
Yeah, that's law, actually.
That's not law. Send me this.
Yeah, man. End the damn show, man.
Send me the definition, man. But until next time, man, y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all comment, talk to us. We got a special episode coming to y'all in 2 weeks, man. Shout out to the Kayfabe Cowboys, man. We're going to do a live YouTube episode. We're going to start advertising that next week, man, so we can get ready for that. So y'all make sure y'all tune into us live, man, for the first time. Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling going to be live. Y'all can tune in with us live. Y'all can comment live. Y'all can get our WrestleMania predictions live. All that good stuff as we get ready for WrestleMania 19 and 20. Matter of fact, thank you for reminding me mentally. I gotta go upstairs and put my PTO in with my wife. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I gotta put that PTO in. Because the 19th and 20th, I am unavailable. I take here just the whole week.
We might want to send them out somewhere. Yeah, send the ladies out that night or something. Send them out one night.
That's a good idea, Shaq. Let's put out. Yeah, let's do that, man. Let's get them a spa date. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff, so we can be left alone. You know what I mean?
Let's send the ladies out on the 19th.
It's just us rapping, man. But love y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all for everything, man. And y'all have a blessed week, man.
Peace.